Hello my lovelies, and welcome to my FAQ video. So as you might have already guessed, I'm not doing this video in an ASMR style as such, and that's purely because it's a more casual video, and also I wanted to make sure that people could actually listen right to the end of the video if they wanted to, without falling asleep. So, but you may still fall asleep because I will probably be rambling quite a bit, so I apologise for that. Second of all, thank you guys so much for all your questions and suggestions. I have them all written down here. There's about 14 questions, I think, overall, 13, 14, something like that. But I've gathered all of them from here on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. So, sorry about that, I'll just turn my phone to mute. There we go. So, yeah, thank you again for all your questions. We have a very good variety of questions, both about my channel and some more personal things about me, so thank you. I'm not going to read these in a particular order, and I will try and do my best to answer them as best as I can without babbling too much. Well, I will try my best. So, yeah, thank you again for all your comments. Also, just a little side note before I get started. This week's craft video I was planning to release earlier this week. Unfortunately, I've been working solidly from the start of the week pretty much till now, which is a good thing because it means I get the weekend off. But it's bad in the sense that I haven't physically had the time to record a craft video. I'm hoping that I will be posting one at the very latest Monday morning. Hopefully it shouldn't take that long. I aim to post it Saturday evening, possibly Sunday morning. So there is a craft video, I promise, for all you tingle heads. It just might be a little bit late. So apologies for that, but without further ado, let's delve into some questions. I also have some props off to the side, and you'll see them come into the video a bit later on. So let's fire away. So question one is, do you enjoy ASMR? And who are your favourite ASMR artists? Well, this is an easy one. I love ASMR. I first experienced ASMR when I was very young. I was probably about 10, I think. I was round at a friend's house, and I think we were playing dollies or something, I can't remember. We were playing a kids game. And at one point my friend had to pretend to be a teacher, and you may have seen from role plays on YouTube when ASMR artists do it. It's very relaxing. Like, she came down and sat next to me and, you know, we pretended to do like maths homework, and I'm terrible at maths, so there's another thing you've learnt about me. But yeah, I've enjoyed ASMR since I was very young. However, it wasn't until I was about 18 when I discovered what it was. So yeah, I enjoy ASMR. I watch a lot of videos, which have actually inspired me to do this channel in the first place. So to the second part of the question, who is your favourite ASMR artist? There are so many that I watch on a nightly basis. Definitely Gentle Whispering, Maria. She kind of introduced me to what ASMR was. And then I started to find other ASMR artists. I particularly love Emma Whispers Red. She's another UK ASMR artist. And Ashley Whispers Unicorn. Oh my god, I absolutely adore her. I think she's adorable. I would love to meet her in real life. She seems like she would be an absolute blast to hang out with. So there's a couple of them. There are others that I watch as well. Another favourite is Cassie, Calming Escape. I just love her personality. I think that's what draws me to many ASMR artists, is if they're kind of bubbly and slightly quirky. I kind of connect with them on some sort of level, if that makes sense. But yeah, if you guys are interested in any of the ASMR artists that I've mentioned, I'll put links in the description box below, as always, and there will be links to any products or anything else that I mention in the video as well. So in short, yes, I do enjoy ASMR. I do get tingles, and I do have my favourite ASMR artists. I think I watch about 10 different artists overall, and it depends on my mood for the week, like who I watch. Sometimes I'll watch one ASMR artist, sometimes it doesn't work for me, so I have to switch and watch another one. Yeah, generally I'm quite happy with all of them. So let's move on to number 2. Will you be doing another bubble painting video on a larger scale? So I had thought about doing this, but I wasn't quite sure of how I was going to go about it. I know some of you really liked the bubble painting video, and it was fun to do, but it's also incredibly messy. So I think next time, if I do a large scale piece, I might actually do it outside in my garden. I think it'd be really fun to get a massive canvas and try it out, or even like a really big piece of paper and do it that way. So yeah, I have actually wrote it down in my notebook of suggestions, so that could be another video that's coming up if you guys don't mind me doing like another video that's sort of similar but on a different scale. So yeah, in the future I will be doing another one. So on to question 3. Are you on Instagram, and can we follow you? I'm not on Instagram. I don't really know a lot about Instagram, if I'm going to be honest. I know that makes me sound really old. I'm on Twitter and Facebook, obviously, but I don't really understand Instagram that well. To me, from what I've seen, it seems like a giant online gallery. I don't know if that's correct or not. That's just the vibe that I've got from it. And a lot of my pictures are already up on my website, so it might be nice as an extra thing to add to my channel or my business maybe one day. If anyone's got any tips on like the best way to use Instagram, I really don't know how to, so I think that might be something I have to research into, but quite a few of my friends use it and my family members use it, and they've said, oh, you know, you should really get an Instagram account. You could put up your artwork and, you know, other pictures and stuff. So I'm not on it yet, but if I ever do join Instagram, you guys will be the first to know, so don't worry about that. Question 4. Do your friends / family know that you make ASMR videos? Okay, so they kind of do and they don't. I'll explain. My brother knows that I do ASMR videos because he's on my Facebook, and also like my brother and I are really close, so we do talk about stuff in our lives that's important to us. So he knows that I make art and craft videos for YouTube, but he doesn't really know about the ASMR side of it. Same goes for my dad. He doesn't really understand it either, but he's quite old-fashioned, so he doesn't really understand the ways of the internet, as he puts it. So they are aware of what I do in a way, but for them it's different. They think I just post art videos. So I think if they actually watch one of my videos all the way through, they would be very confused. So yeah, they kind of do and they don't. As for my friends, a lot of my friends know what I do, and at first, yes, they were very skeptical and they found it a little bit weird, what I do, but now they've kind of come around to it. They know that it's part of who I am and my business and what I do, and it's an important part of my life. So they're very understanding about it. And also, I kind of, I don't push it in their face, but I do post a lot of stuff on Twitter, which then goes onto my Facebook and my personal Facebook. So they probably get bombarded by posts about my videos and stuff. So I kind of feel sorry for them. But yeah, my friends do know what I do. So, but yeah, like I said, they're very supportive of it. And at first I did think it was a bit weird, but now they've come around to it, and it's really sweet. Some of the people that I work with actually give me suggestions for what I could make in like my next videos. So yeah, it's really nice to see like that kind of support outside of like the YouTube community. So very positive. Okay, number 5. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Okay, so I've just mentioned that I have a brother. He is 3 years younger than me, so he's 26. Yeah, 26. And like I said, we are very close. We talk about our lives a lot, and it's apparently it's a bit odd to be close with your siblings. Apparently most siblings just fight all the time. I don't know, but yeah, we used to play together a lot as children, and like even now when my family comes to visit, we hang out a lot, we go out for meals and stuff. So yeah, I'm quite close with my family. So yeah, that is pretty much everything on that one. I don't have any sisters. I have lots of very close female friends who I consider sisters, but not biological sisters. So, number 6. Did you ever study art at school or college? Okay, so I've always been creatively minded. There's actually a picture up in our house from when I was about 5 or 6, and my dad built me my first ever artist easel himself, so which is quite impressive. There's a picture of me, and I'm in a little artist hat standing next to an easel, and I'm like covered in paint, as all little kids get. So yeah, from early on my parents knew that I was into art and I was creative, and I wasn't really like academically minded. It was more like, I think it's is it the right side of the brain that's supposed to be creative? Left side? I can never remember, but so yeah, anyway, babbling. So yeah, as I went on to school, my teachers started to notice that I, again, would rather sort of sit and draw than actually do like logical problems. In my spare time, I'd always, like when it came to playtime, I'd rather like play with the art stuff than play with the toys. And then moving way into the future, I did go to college, and that's when I finally decided to like narrow my field and actually go into art as like a skill that I wanted to do as a profession. So college, I studied fine art design and graphics, along with basic maths and English. and then it was actually my art teacher that suggested that I go to uni. So yep, I went off to the University of Hertfordshire and I got my BA in Fine Arts. I graduated in 2010, so my god, that's a long time ago. So yeah, it's like 6 years ago. Seems like yesterday. But yeah, so I do have a qualification in fine art, but like I say, I've always been creative. I think it was just school helped me like hone my skills a bit better and gave me a direction to go in. So I am creative naturally, but I have also had quite a bit of schooling on it as well, if that answers the question. So, question number 7. Who are your favourite artists and illustrators? Okay, so I have a lot of artists that I really like, and I wouldn't probably class them as traditional artists. Most of my favourite artists and illustrators are fantasy based, so I've got a couple of books here to show you. So this is Kabuki by David Mack, and I really love his work. Unfortunately, I've only got one of his books, but he's done quite a few. But I do love his sort of bold lines with a watercolour style, and this is kind of like a comic. So this is comic book style, so it's black and white. But I just love, I don't know what it is, I just love his lines and his shading, and like some of the pictures. I'm just going to block myself out of view there. There we go. I just think like that as an overall image is really pretty. So, so yeah, I do love the stuff that he does. My favourite is actually his colour works, so stuff like the front cover and the back cover. He actually does, I think it's prints, or paintings, like really big colourful ones. If you want to go look him up, again I'll put links in the description, but he is probably one of my favourites. I'm just flicking through now. I'm trying to find some more images for you. But yeah, that's the back image. But if you'd like to have a little look at this yourself, if you're into comic books, this is called Kabuki, Masks of the Knoll by David Mack. So that's one of them. I found David Mack actually when I was at college. I was doing some research and for a project that I was doing, and his work came up and I was amazed instantly by some of his stuff. So that's one of them. This has to be one of my favourite art books overall, but also one of my favourite artists. And some of you may know him if you're into fantasy art. And this is Louis Royal. So this is just one of his many, many books. But I absolutely adore his work. Let's just find some really good ones. Also trying to find one that doesn't have nudity in it, because although he's famous for the detail in his work, he's kind of also famous for drawing his subjects half naked. So you just have to sort of look past that, but isn't that just beautiful? I love the background and the shading as well, but at some point I will be collecting all of his books. but he has inspired me so much in some of my sketches and my artwork. So there's a more finished image, and then over here you've got some of his sketch work, and I'm just blown away by it. He just knows how to draw warrior women. He's just amazing. This is just, like I say, one of his books. So if you want to look at this, this is Subversive Beauty, and this one's pretty much just full of ladies, but he does do other ones as well. So another one to go for. And last but not least, if I can find the right page. Aha, there we go. So this is Dan Scott, and some of you may be familiar with his work. If this doesn't ring a bell, he does artwork for Dungeons and Dragons, and his is purely digital, whereas the first two are like hand-drawn and ink. These ones are all digital, so a little bit of a difference, but he does some amazing fantasy work. He's not just worked on Dungeons and Dragons, he's done all sorts, but Magic the Gathering, he did do some bits for them as well. But yeah, he's another one to look for. So again, I'll link him with the others down there. There's also a couple that I don't actually have books of, but they are, again, favourites of mine. Victoria Francis, some of you have probably seen her pictures all over the internet. She tends to do Gothic style art. I've got a poster of hers in my bedroom. And who else do we have? Oh yes, there's a lady who goes by She Black Dragon. Again, I'll link it. And she actually does digital work, and now she works for Spiral Direct, who are a clothing company, so you can have her images on t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. So I'll link her work as well. She is amazing, and I've met her in person a couple of times, and she's super lovely. Again, she does Gothic work, but she puts a bit of a twist on it. It's not all dark. You'll just have to see for yourself and take my word for it, but yeah, she does some amazing work. She's kind of my like digital god, I guess. I just wish I could do digital work like she can. I may even put some pictures at the end of this video, so you can see like some of her work, because it's just amazingly beautiful. Okay, so question number 8. What is your favourite animal and your favourite food? Oh, this is actually a tough one. Because I like a lot of animals. I am a massive animal lover. Might have to make it a top 3 if that's okay with you. Okay, so number 1 would have to be cats. Any sort of cat. I'm not biased. I like big cats, small cats, wild cats, you name it. I absolutely love cats. There have been many jokes made about me being a crazy cat lady, because cats just seem to naturally like gravitate towards me. I don't know what it is. They just really seem to like me. So maybe I was a cat in a past life. That would explain a lot. I do like naps. I do like tuna, which is probably on my favourite foods list. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was a cat in a past life. Considering I actually own a pair of fluffy fake cat ears as well, so I think I'm actually part cat. Who knows? So yeah, cat's number 1. Number 2, it's a mammal, technically. I used to love dolphins when I was little. I used to collect them. I had, I think, over 150 dolphin items in my room at one point. It was bonkers. And then as I got to being a teenager, dragons kind of took over. So dolphins, yeah, probably high up there. I even adopted one at one point when I was younger. Oh, I remember Fin. So yeah, so it'd be cats, dolphins, and then probably something really wild like a wolf. I'm not a big dog person. Not that I don't like dogs. It's more that dogs don't really like me. Probably because I'm possibly part cat. Who knows? But I really like wolves. I think they're beautiful, majestic animals, and also stags. Like, I kind of like woodland creatures, so I'm sounding very Snow White right now, I've just realised. So I like foxes, bunnies, owls, that sort of thing. So yeah, gravitating back to the actual question, cats would probably be my favourite. So as for favourite food, I like food a lot. So it's kind of a tricky one. I'll start with pudding and go backwards because I'm weird like that. Puddings would have to be cheesecake. Absolutely love cheesecake, adore it. I don't even care what kind of cheesecake it is, I just love cheesecake. Probably my favourite might be Oreo cheesecake actually. Yeah, I think that's a good one. We'll stick with Oreo cheesecake. My favourite savoury food, I'm really big into sandwiches. Like, a lot of people say to me, you know, you can't have a sandwich for your dinner. You know, that can't be a main meal. And I say to them, well, clearly you haven't seen me eat a sandwich. When I make a sandwich, I make a serious sandwich. So I'm actually making myself hungry now talking about it. So think of like a Subway sort of thing. My favourite thing to do is to get a really big like French baguette and just fill it with stuff. Sometimes it'll be tuna, sometimes it'll be hummus. Love hummus. My favourite thing I think is to put like a little bit of yellow and orange pepper in with some red onion and some tuna. That's my favourite thing I think. So it's probably really boring. But yeah, I'm really big on sandwiches. And then closely followed by fajitas. Love Mexican food. So that would be a close second. So I hope that's answered in a very weird way. I hope that's answered your question. Okay, number 9. Is your current job related to art? Yes, it is. I can't strictly tell you, obviously, for security reasons where I work, but I do actually work in an art shop. So a lot of the products that I have up in my art room are from work, but it's not the only place that I buy art supplies from. I buy art supplies from all over, online usually. So yes, I do work in an art shop as a supervisor. So luckily for me, I can get art supplies with a discount. But obviously I still have a budget to work to, so I try not to go too mad. It's kind of like being in a toy shop for me. Every time I unpack a delivery of paints, I get all excited. Oh my god, I'm so sad. I can't believe I get excited about unboxing paint. That's just how weird I am. So, yeah, I hope that answers that question. When did you become interested in fantasy? So this was a long time ago. I'm 29 now, so let's see. I was probably 14 14, I think, ish. Yeah, I was about 14, 15. So I was kind of in between schools. Just trying to think. I think I moved schools when I was 16. So yeah, basically coming out of or going into my teenage years, I was the awkward, weird goth girl. I just discovered Evanescence. I was looking into dragons. My art style had gone like in a different direction, and I was really fascinated by. I think it was fantasy films that got me into it. Really, I can't remember specifically. I mean, I've always been interested in fantasy films from when I was little, like dragons, mermaids, things of that kind of nature. I was never really a big sci-fi kid, so it kind of just grew like evolutionary with me as I got older. And then when I hit my teenage years is when it really sort of exploded, and it was, oh wow, this whole new world opened up to me, and it was, vampires and zombies and werewolves and all these cool things that I was learning about. So I'd watch films that I really enjoy, like I think Ginger Snaps. It's a werewolf film. They had quite a few, I believe. Was it 3? I think I've only seen 2 of them, but yeah, my main influences came from TV and film. Then I started to read a couple of fantasy books, and it really got like my imagination going, and then that was it. I was kind of hooked. So I started drawing fantasy things, and when I got to my late teens, I was researching because I wanted inspiration. So if I wanted to try and draw a fairy, I'd go online and see what other people had done, and like take a bit of this and a bit of that from someone else, and sort of blend it together in my own design, pull things out of my imagination, and that's kind of where it went from there, really. So yeah, like TV culture kind of got me into it, and then as I discovered the wide world, of the internet. As many of you probably know, there are thousands of sites out there to do with anything fantasy. There are whole books dedicated to vampires and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it was a whole new world that not many people openly talked about. And then I met friends who were like-minded, and they were like, oh, I'm really into dragons, and I'm really into werewolves, and I'm really into zombies and stuff like that. And yeah, that's kind of how it went, and now I'm pretty much obsessed with anything fantasy. I just think it's so much better than the real world. Has that made me sound crazy? I don't know. Okay, so where do we get to? Oh, there we go. Number 11. Do you find it hard to keep up with your purple hair? So today I've actually redone my roots, so they don't look, I don't know why I'm doing that. You can't really see on this camera, but see this section here where it's really bright purple? That's what it looks like all over. For some reason my camera's just not picking it up very well. I don't know why. Okay, so to answer this question, yes, it was a pain to start with, because my hair is naturally very dark. I'm kind of a mid to dark brown, so it required a lot of bleaching, and because I didn't want to ruin my hair, because my hair's in quite good condition normally, I had to use a lot of conditioners, a lot of hair oils, so it wasn't so much hard to keep up. It's kind of expensive, really, is the more annoyance. But now I've actually got the colour on it. It's really simple. When my roots start to go out, you'll get it'll be dark and then purple, so it's not too bad. It just sort of gradually fades in. So when I need to do a touch up, all I need to do is get a little bleach sachet, do my roots and under here, and then let's have a little look. These are the two I'm using at the moment. I use these two colours in between main colourants. So, okay, basically my process is, if I need a touch up of just like up here, or like my ends have gone a bit blue lately, so I need to like sort out the purple to blue ratio, because my hair's kind of like a Cadbury colour. I use these. So I use a mixture of violet and hot purple by Colour Crazy. So I actually mix these two together, and surprisingly they go a very long way actually, considering how long my hair is. These do last quite a while. So when I just need a touch up, I will mix a couple of these two together, you know, just a little bit, not the whole bottle. And then I use my tinting brush and just apply it where I need to. So that's very simple. However, when it starts to fade out a lot, I mean at the moment, obviously I've just refresh dyed it, so it's fine. But because my hair's got a blue tint in it from like a blue purple mix, it will start to fade out blue, which is fine. I'm okay with having blue hair. However, once it gets to a certain like time in the month when I've been washing my hair obviously a lot and it's starting to fade, you'll be able to see the bleach. So my hair starts to go like a bluey green, and that's when I know that I need to do another all over colour. Now for that, I cannot speak, you know, highly enough of this product. I don't have a bottle on me, but I will put a link in the description. I use a brand called Lunatic. Now they're an American company, and they are vegan friendly, and it comes in a bottle sort of similar to these ones. It's a little bit fatter, but a little goes a long way, and I only need one bottle, which is amazing for me because most hair colouring like box brands that I get at supermarkets, I need at least two, and that gets expensive. So I use Lunatic, and I can't remember the exact name of the colour that I use. They only have 6, but they're an American company, and here in the UK you can't get it in shops, so unfortunately I have to order it, which is why I use these two in between like doing an all over big colour, and these work just as well pretty much for doing small jobs, but to get the intensity that I want. So I'm just trying to think, like that strand there, yeah, these strands here, can you see how bright that is? When I want it that intense, I will use Lunatic all over, and it is amazing. It smells delicious for a start, which most chemical products do not. It lasts really well, so I don't have to keep dyeing as often, which just makes it a lot easier. And it's very good value for money. It's £11, I believe, which a lot of people might go, whoa, that's quite a lot of money for a bottle of hair dye. But for me, if I needed to use 2 like regular ones from, like I said, a supermarket, they're £5 each. So I'm already spending £10, you know, for a box product that isn't going to last as long. So if you are thinking about dyeing your hair some crazy colour, I cannot stress enough that you really should look into them because they're amazing. Like I said, the texture's great, it smells great, the colour lasts long, and you don't need a lot. It goes on pretty easily, and it's more like a cream actually than a colourant, but it keeps my hair looking amazing, and I get so many compliments. Like even people in the street when I'm walking past, they say, "Oh my god, I love your hair colour, or I love your hair. So it is worth it, and I've always wanted purple hair. I've had so many different hair colours over the years. I've pretty much been every colour under the sun, I think, including a accidental time when I went green, which I'm not going to go into. So yes, I know I've waffled a lot. Going back to the original point, yes, at first it was a very big pain in the butt to colour my hair, but maintaining it hasn't been too bad for me, providing I used the right products. So yeah, I think as long as you, I got into a routine. I know what, I've been doing this for years. I know what products work and what don't. I know what equipment I need to buy and what not to buy, and also how to care for my hair properly. So as many of you guys know out there, if you ever coloured your hair, especially if you had to bleach it first, it will really dry out your hair. So I use a lot of hair oils and conditioners to make sure that my hair stays shiny and healthy, because as much as I, really obviously want to keep my purple hair, I don't want my hair to fall out or be damaged. So that's my advice to you guys, is make sure you research your hair dye brands before you get into it. If you guys would like me to do a video on how I colour my hair, or the products I use, I will gladly do that as a step-by-step guide if you'd like, because now I've gotten into a place where it's really easy for me to do it. I just dye it on my days off. I use my dye, I whack it up in a hair clip, leave it on. I probably leave it on longer than it suggests on the box, because my hair takes so long for dye to get into it. So, and then simple rinse out job, and then a hair oil over the top, just to soak in the moisture. But yeah, I hope that answers that one for you. So yeah, initially was a pain in the butt, not so much anymore. And a lot of people might say, seriously, is it worth it for all the colouring you have to do? And the answer is yes. I love it. It's become part of me now, and I wouldn't give it up for the world. I think if I had to stop dyeing my hair, I'd probably buy a wig. So, moving on. Aha. So question 12, what are your favourite books or authors? Okay, so I don't really read a lot, but I do have a lot of art books and art reference books, if that kind of counts. Again, my favourite sorts of books are generally fantasy related. I'm ashamed to say I don't read a lot. I don't generally have the time to sit down and read, and when I do sit down and read, I kind of get distracted very easily. But I think it's nice that when you do read a book that you can visualise in your head what the situation or the character might look like, which is quite cool. So I can do that very easily. At the moment I am in the middle of reading the True Blood books. I've watched the whole TV series, and it's kind of surreal because the books are kind of different from the series. So if you haven't seen either, I promise no spoilers. But yeah, the books that I have read have been mostly either art related, like a particular artist or a genre, or fantasy book. So yeah, sorry, that's kind of a bit of a short answer, isn't it? But yeah, I don't generally read very often. It takes a certain kind of book to really grab my attention. Also, I don't have a particularly great memory, short term that is, so I will start reading a book, and then when I go to pick it back up again, I usually forget what's happened in the past bit. So if I do read a book, I have to read either the whole of it in one day or get pretty much nearly all the way through it, which can be kind of frustrating. So I think next time I pick up a good book, I'm gonna like write notes on a little piece of paper and put them in the book so I don't forget what happened. Okay, so let's have a look. We are on to our final question. So, how do I achieve my eyeliner? How best to answer this? It's kind of simple, and you're probably gonna think, ugh, everybody says that, but it's practice. I have been wearing eyeliner, oh my word, so many years. I don't even want to begin to count, but let's see what's my eyeliner like today. It's kind of okay. It's not brilliant, but yeah. Basically it's just practice. I'm lucky that when I go out shopping for makeup, there are certain essentials that I always spend extra on because it's worth it, and eyeliner is one of them. Find a good brand for a start. I found that the cheaper options in eyeliner usually end up flaking off or smudge, or they're just not right. Once I bought an eyeliner that was 50p. I know, makeup sin. I should not have done it, but I was desperate. I was out of eyeliner. Brought it from like a dump bin in a cheapy shop, and I got home, put it on, and it made my eyes sting, and for like 2 days I didn't wear makeup because it just made my eyes go funny. So that's my advice for that one. Don't buy cheap eyeliner. I always use liquid. I know a lot of people find it difficult, but for me it's actually like painting. When you've got your little nib, it's basically like painting or drawing for me. The only tip I can really give you is, what I do is, have I actually got my eyeliner around? Basically, let's see, oh I know, I'll use my pen. Give you the basic idea. So what I do is I rest the ball of my hand actually on my chin. It might seem really stupid, but you literally just rest your hand there, and then that'll give you the steadiness you need to do that. Also, blinking is a bad idea. I know you can't help that, but so yeah, either rest your hand there or even like against your cheek, because trying to draw like this, just freehand with your hand like waving in the air, you're gonna get wiggles and all sorts. So that's what you want. But that's my tip basically. And also go in like little lines. Don't try and draw the whole thing in one go, because that is really difficult. And I mean, I can just about do it now, and I've been doing this for years, but that's because I learnt my eye shape, and I've been doing it so often every day that I'm just used to it now. But yeah, if you just rest your hand like that, and then just literally like that. Simples. That's kind of the only advice I can really give to you. Again, if you'd like a tutorial, I can always record a video if you'd like a creative makeup one at some point. I could do that, but that's kind of the only real tips I've got. I've just been doing it for so long now that it's just become second nature to me. And it's not always perfect. You guys clearly have not seen me when I wake up at 6:30 to get to work, and I'm just like, ugh. And like there's been days where like one eye is like up here and the other eye is like down here, and oh my god. So yeah, and that is pretty much the end of all the questions. I have no idea how long I've been babbling for, and I'm really sorry if this is a ridiculously long video. But I hope I've answered some of your questions, and you've gotten what you kind of wanted out of them, maybe. I might do another one of these actually, because this has been really fun. It's nice just to sort of freely talk to the camera without having to think about what you're saying, really. Not that my videos are scripted or anything like that, they're not. If you saw the outtakes, you would definitely understand that. But it's nice. It's not sort of as regimented as if I'm doing a tutorial or like a craft video. But again, I love making all my videos, so I'm not complaining. But this was a nice change of pace, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you really liked this, then give it a like or a comment if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I very well might do another one of these with some different questions. Maybe give it a theme. I'm not sure. I'll make a note in my little YouTube book for another day. So before I go, again, I'd like to thank you guys for your questions. Thank you very much. It was definitely fun to do. So before I go, I would like to mention also a giveaway. Now, I know I did one back oh yes, that was it. It was the Samhain Halloween special with the little coffin box, if you remember, for those of you who've seen it. But my giveaway box is exploding. I've been collecting so many things over the past months and months that I think it's about time I did another giveaway. I was going to wait until I hit 2,000 subscribers, but I have far too much stuff in this box now, so it's clearly time that I gave you guys some goodies. I don't have any details yet about it, but I just thought I should let you guys know that one will be coming up soon. I'm going to have a little brainstorm and think about what kind of giveaway I want to do in regards to what the rules are going to be and how much, or what kind of things I'm going to give you guys. I think it's just going to be a general massive box of craft goodies. So it's going to be everything from haberdashery stuff to pens, pencils, kits, all sorts of bits. So, and I will open that up to my Patreons as well. Speaking of Patreon, if you guys haven't seen, I've been posting some pictures recently on there. If you would like to donate to the channel, again, I'll put a link in the description box for those of you who didn't see the Patreon video, so that's completely up to you. But as always, I would like to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. This was a real fun video to do, and I am glad that you guys took the time to give me your questions. So, I will see you guys very soon, and like I said at the beginning of the video, I promise I will try my best to get a craft video up this weekend. So, from little old me, I would just say goodbye. So, bye guys.